Every morning, Steve Jobs would get out of bed and ask himself one question. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? Meanwhile, I usually ask myself, where's my phone, and doom scroll for a little bit. The world's top CEOs are ruthless about how they spend their mornings. They meticulously plan every little detail to keep their minds and bodies sharp. So today I'm putting 3 routines to the test to see what actually powers the world's top performers, starting with the chillest one and ending with the most unhinged. Good morning, it's currently 6:45 a.m., which means it's time to get ready and head to McDonald's. That's right, McDonald's. This is the breakfast of billionaire investor Warren Buffett. Known as one of the most successful investors in modern history, he doesn't start his mornings with the golden sun. He starts with the golden arches. Okay, so we have some loose change in our cup holder right now because Warren Buffett's wife leaves some for him every single morning. So if the market is doing well, he grabs a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. But if it's doing poorly, he grabs a bacon, sausage, egg, and cheese. So let's see how the market is doing right now. All right, there we go. So we have some green, but the thing is, I don't eat pork. So instead, for our cheap McDonald's breakfast, we've got ourselves a McChicken, and then we also have a cherry Coke.
I drink probably 5 12-ounce Cokes a day.
That comes out to over 700 calories and 200 grams of sugar. No human is built for that sort of sugar intake, let alone a man who's 95 years old. But hey, if that's what it takes to live a long life and make $140 billion, then count me in. But as I was eating my meal, I was confused. You're telling me that one of the world's richest men pulls up to a McDonald's each morning to eat a mediocre breakfast sandwich? Now, just so you guys know, I barely consume sugar, let alone fast food. In fact, this is the first time I'm about to have soda in like 2 years. Wow, that tastes really good. Really good. But I can't really stand the carbonation, nor can I stand this entire meal. Barely any nutrients or fiber. With a meal like this, I'm bound to have a sugar crash within the next few hours. So let's get back home before that happens. So with my brain running on high fructose corn syrup, it's time for Buffett's next morning routine step. Reading 5 newspapers. Now why 5? Because his company Berkshire Hathaway is worth $1 trillion. Reading the news and staying up to date on the markets is the least he could do. He reads the Wall Street Journal, the Financial Times, the New York Times, USA Today, and the Omaha World Herald, which is a small newspaper from his hometown. Now did I really feel like reading all these newspapers? Of course not. But I went through them anyways, taking notes on every headline about tech, politics, and stocks. Fun fact, Buffett actually reads 500 pages a week and recommends that you do the same. Financial statements, regulatory filings, trade journals, annual reports. He goes through all of this stuff because he knows his competition won't. He knows they're too weak. What's crazy to me is this dude is a literal centibillionaire, acting like he has something to prove. But midway through my readings, which I was having so much fun with, the sugar crash started to kick in. I feel awful right now. What do you mean this man cracks open a can of cherry Coke and reads nonstop? But this persistence is what allowed Buffett to scale Berkshire to the 8th largest US public company. It owns dozens of companies like Geico and Dairy Queen, and even has a major stake in, you guessed it, Coca-Cola, the very drink he can't get enough of. You thought he was just drinking Coke because of the flavor? Maybe, but it's also literally making him richer. So what's my overall rating of this routine? 2 out of 10. Terrible breakfast, no exercise, but the reading is smart. Most people can't stand boredom, but this guy built a $1 trillion company by boredom maxing. So actually for that reason, I'm gonna bump it up to a 4 out of 10. I think Jerry agrees with me here. Let's see if tomorrow's routine is any better. It is currently 7 a.m. and today we are trying out Satya Nadella's morning routine. As the CEO of Microsoft, Satya is the perfect example of the cousin your parents compare you to. Born in 1967 in Hyderabad, India, Satya joined Microsoft in 1992 as an engineer and spent 22 years climbing the ladder to becoming CEO. But he isn't just a CEO, he's a former competitive cricketer, a published author, and a major league sports owner. So how does such a successful man start his mornings? With a gratitude exercise.
When you step out of bed, the first thing, put your feet down and just say, what are you thankful for?
While still in bed, he takes a slow 12-second breath to reset his nervous system. Then he names one thing that he's grateful for. For example, I'm grateful for you guys, the sun, the fact that MIT ranks above Harvard. Finally, he sits on his bed and sits still for a few seconds to ground himself. Now, this isn't some woo-woo ritual. This is an actual performance technique he learned from Dr. Michael Gervais, the former coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Compared to Buffett's McDonald's feast, Satya's routine is already off to a much healthier start. And I mean much healthier. We are currently headed to the gym for a 30-minute workout.
For me, the daily ritual is just half hour of hitting the gym every day. It doesn't matter where I am, what time zone, how late I got in. Somehow or the other, I get up and get to the gym, 30 minutes of running, and it just makes a huge difference.
Now see, I imagine Satya has a personal trainer and a world-class gym in his house, but we don't have that unfortunately. But we do have Planet Fitness. Satya mostly focuses on cardio, so we'll go easy on the weight training and spend most of our time on the treadmill. To be honest, I hate running, and that's why I only did 1 year of cross country in high school and never again. But it makes sense why a top performer like Satya would focus on cardio each morning. Running causes your brain to release something called BDNF, or brain-derived neurotropic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain. It keeps your neurons healthy and growing, allowing you to think clearly and quickly. For a CEO running one of the world's most successful AI companies, this surge in BDNF is almost necessary. I can feel that BDNF pumping through my brain. Now, once his neurons are all ripe and juicy, Satya's next morning habit is a unique one. He picks up the phone and calls 2 other CEOs. But he isn't just calling to yap or talk about some nonsense. No. This man's time is extremely valuable. Once he has another executive on the line, he asks 2 questions. Number 1, what new startups are you excited about? And number 2, what new people have you met that would be good to know? Now, the reason he asks these 2 questions is because any good executive needs to know what's happening inside their industry. These 2 questions, although they're simple, help Satya understand who to potentially acquire in the future and maybe what Microsoft should even build itself. Now, unfortunately, I don't have many CEOs in my contacts, but I do have plenty of creators. Yo, John, how's it going, man?
How we doing, bro? I'm good. How about you?
Doing good. I just wanted to call you to ask 2 quick questions if you're down.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
Alright, so first question is, what are some of your favorite YouTube channels right now?
Good question. I think the one that really comes to mind for me right now is this guy named Muffin Juice. And I think the reason I say that is just because his style is so unbelievably unique.
That was awesome. And now it's time to call Milad, who many of you may already know. Yo, Milad, how's it going?
Yo, what's up, brother? How are you?
Doing good. I just wanted to call you quickly to ask 2 quick questions. Is that cool?
Yeah, of course, man.
What are some interesting trends and patterns that you've noticed on YouTube?
I think we're moving into like an era where people are like becoming parasocial with their creators. Like,
I already feel so much smarter about the YouTube space. Now imagine if I did that every single day for a whole year. Might end up being bigger than Mr. Beast. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and give Satya's routine a solid 8 out of 10. I think doing a small gratitude exercise in the morning instead of doom scrolling is how we as a society do better. Also, the 2 phone calls to the CEOs, genius. I'm gonna start doing that as well. Speaking of calls, that brings me to today's sponsor, Soundcore. If you're gonna start making CEO calls every morning, you actually have to sound like one wherever you are. And luckily, that's no problem with these right here, the Soundcore Liberty 5 Pro series. The call clarity on these is insane thanks to the Thus AI chip, which powers sensors inside each earbud that lock onto your voice and mute almost everything else. And it paid off. These won the Guinness World Record for the highest call quality score in noisy environments of any wireless earbuds ever. But I wanted to put that to the test myself. So right now I'm sitting in front of a very loud air conditioner. This right here is what I sound like through my phone mic. And then this right here is what I sound like through my Liberty 5 Pros at a completely normal volume. Insane, right? So wherever you are, you can let others listen to your crystal clear voice, showing how professional you are. But the feature that surprised me most is on the Pro Max. You double tap the case and it automatically starts taking notes on your meeting. No phone, no app open, nothing. Afterwards, just upload it to generate a full summary with speaker labels and a to-do list. As someone running a YouTube channel and a consulting company, I wish I had these earlier. Or even in college, these would have been great to record and summarize my lectures. Oh, and by the way, the Pro Max case has a 1.78-inch AMOLED screen that you can swipe to switch ANC modes, adjust EQ, change the wallpaper, or even use as a remote to take a picture. Link in my description. It is currently 5 a.m. And this is the earliest I've woken up in years. I used to go to bed at this time. But this is a daily occurrence for Jack Dorsey, the co-founder of Twitter and the payments company Square. Only 49 years old, he wrote his first computer program at 14, dropped out of NYU, and went on to build 2 separate billion-dollar companies at the same time. Now, after he gets out of bed, Jack heads straight to the bathroom to take an ice bath.
Nothing has given me more mental confidence than being able to go straight from room temperature into the cold.
Okay, it's time to do this. I've never taken an ice bath and I'm actually frightened. I hope I don't die in here. Here goes nothing. Oh my god, it's freezing. Oh, I can't feel my ankles. 3, 2, 1. I can't feel my legs. Oh my god. Jack Dorsey isn't alone in his morning self-torture ritual. Ice baths are extremely popular in the San Francisco tech scene. Once you submerge yourself, your body instantly goes into cold shock. Your heart rate and blood pressure spike, your breathing gets faster, your body literally thinks it's in danger. I can't feel my legs. This is awful. Okay, stay strong. After about a minute, the blood vessels near your skin clamp shut, and blood starts moving towards your core to protect vital organs. But after about 2 to 3 minutes, something weird happens. Your breathing actually slows down. Your brain starts releasing dopamine and norepinephrine, brain chemicals that make you feel alert and weirdly calm at the same time. Okay, you know what? It's not that bad anymore. After getting out, you'd think you'd feel warmer. Wrong. Your temperature actually continues to drop as the cold blood sitting in your limbs rushes back to your core. That was probably top 10 worst experiences of my life. But apparently my norepinephrine levels should be elevated for the next 24 hours, helping me feel more focused. But the one thing I won't be focusing on is food. Dorsey follows something called OMAD, or 1 meal a day. And boy, am I mad because I will not be eating until 6 p.m. or 12 hours from now. But the benefits are clear. Study after study shows that OMAD can help with weight loss, promote cellular repair, and even extend your lifespan, just like meditation. And that is the next step of our routine. But here's the thing. He doesn't meditate for 15 minutes like a normal person. He meditates for an hour. So you're telling me that I have to be cold, hungry, and now bored out of my mind? Well, this seems like a comfortable enough spot, so for the first 10 minutes, my mind was itching for dopamine. I literally wanted to jump back into the ice bath instead of sit still. But I did everything I could to focus on my breath and let go of that voice inside my head. Too bad. About 20 minutes in and I wanted to quit. My back was hurting, my mind was wandering. Surely this was enough, right? But I tried to bring in my focus. About 30 minutes in and I finally started loosening up. My thoughts started slowing down, my breathing started to get deeper. There was nothing, and I mean nothing, going on inside my head. I felt my heart rate drop to a point where I didn't know it could, until the timer went off. All of Dorsey's habits center around a philosophy known as Stoicism. It's this idea that you can't control what happens to you, only how you respond to it. That's why Stoics like Dorsey go out of their way to seek discomfort. Okay, so I don't think I'm built like Dorsey, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this routine a 9 out of 10. If you can find the time to meditate for an hour and take an ice bath each morning, chances are that you too will found a $1 billion company one day. It just requires you to be a little insane. So after trying out all of these morning routines, I feel like a lot of these top executive habits don't work. For example, I am never ever gonna go to McDonald's for breakfast, but I do think there are 3 habits that did work and that you should do as well. First up is reading. News, books, articles, research papers, doesn't matter. Anything besides doom scrolling. Second, we have meditating. This is one of the fastest ways to improve your energy and focus. And then finally, we have exercising. Every single top executive prioritizes their health. Well, except for Buffett, I guess. But it doesn't matter if you want to go to the gym or go for a walk, just get active somehow. These executives, they're not some special breed of humans. They don't have some hidden powers or abilities. You too can be successful by sticking to these morning habits. Now, does that mean you'll start a $1 billion company one day? Probably not, but you will feel a lot better. Now, of course, there are a bunch of other people with successful routines as well. Celebrities, scientists, YouTubers. So if you want to see those, be sure to subscribe and get this video to 15,000 likes. Now go to bed so you can wake up early tomorrow.